flooding. Anybody out there? I have my dad on hospice and I need to get him out of here. He's bedridden, he can't walk, he can hardly move, and look where the water is. So somebody please, we called 911. It's bad over here. In front of the house, it's like a river. I mean, it's like a lake. They can't come look. We've lost our cars, everything. We've lived here for 30 years and this has never happened. So anybody, please, if you have a boat or something, I need help. I need to get my dad out of here. It's starting to smell like sewer in here.
This came at night when people were asleep in bed. Please pray for our community. Thanks.
We didn't know this flood was coming. Rest assured, no one knew this kind of flood was coming. We have floods all the time. This is the most dangerous river valley in the United States. And we deal with floods on a regular basis. When it rains, we get water. We had no reason to believe that this was going to be anything like what's happened here. None whatsoever.
Oh my God!
Oh my God, Texas is underwater and MAGA is angry. People who voted for Trump's tax cuts are now watching their homes float away and there is no help coming. Why? Because the money was cut, the programs are gone. This flood is more than nature, it's politics hitting back hard. Let's talk.
Children are gone. Children are missing in Texas. The floods have done significant damage, and there's loss of life. And the thing I find most interesting is that Texas officials immediately are kind of blaming the National Weather Service. And the National Weather Service currently is in a skeleton schedule. I don't even know if it's open 24 hours a day anymore because there's been so many significant cuts by the Trump administration, by Trump himself. The National Weather Service has been decimated by the Trump administration. So when you all cry and rightfully bow your heads because we have lost children, just understand where the responsibility is. And I don't want to hear any excuses, none, because the facts are all there. The Trump administration has decimated the National Weather Service. It's a skeleton crew. And this is what happens. Things like this happen when you decimate an organization like that. They can't do their job. And then people lose their lives. And then people are going to be looking around wondering why. You don't have to wonder. We all know. We all know exactly
Texas is getting hit by massive flooding right now. Roads are gone, houses are ruined, towns are underwater, and people are scared, stranded, and furious. The worst part, the federal help they expected is not showing up. Oh, oh my God. This is so crazy. FEMA is underfunded. Flood response teams are overwhelmed. Emergency money slashed by Trump's past budget changes. Oh wow.
Are you awake yet, Texas? How about you, the rest of America? Because the death toll is now up to 58 in the flooding in Texas. And that's 58 lives that needlessly were lost, that could have been saved had there not been the dramatic cuts to science and the National Weather Service. Had things been in place like they normally were prior to Trump coming in and cutting so much stuff out, they probably would have had a warning that would have alerted them that heavy, heavy rainfall was coming in, and they could have moved to evacuate people. But that didn't happen here because those systems weren't all working as normal, and they did not get that warning that should have come, that everyone in this country expects to have happen. Instead, Trump wanted to take that money and work on deporting people that work in our fields, picking our fruit that is now dying on the vines because many of them won't show up to work over fear of being removed from this country, whisked away off the streets. Is that what we wanted here, people? Is that making America great again? No, it's not. We should never be in a position where we have to worry about whether our weather service is going to be able to properly predict the weather. It is 2025, people. This should not be a thing. Let me know what you think. Comment, like, share, spread the word, and I'll see you back here for the 411.
Thanks to the gross negligence of Trump and Elon, 27 people have died in Texas overnight, and there's probably a lot more to come. They absolutely gutted the National Weather Service and NOAA, and now all he can say is that these deaths were shocking. Maybe it wouldn't have been if you would have allowed people to stay on and do their fucking jobs. But don't worry, everybody. Trump and Melania are serving up a hot, steamy plate of thoughts and prayers, so that should fix everything. This river, the Guadalupe River, rose 20 feet in a matter of hours. And hundreds of people were camping along the banks of this river. When I was a kid, I used to canoe down this river. And I have never seen anything like this. And you know why? Because we used to have a functioning National Weather Service. But now, because of this one event, we've got 27 confirmed dead right now, and we still have at least 20 to 25 still missing. One woman was swept 20 miles downstream and found hanging from a tree and screaming for help. Many of the people who lost their homes along that river, they're not going to get any FEMA assistance for it because he gutted that too. Trump and Doge slashed the budget of NOAA by 26% and gutted the staffing of the National Weather Service. Over 880 NOAA jobs were cut in one wave, and those included forecasters, modelers, and meteorologists who literally track these storms. Trump and Elon are directly responsible for this negligence, and we need to hold them accountable for it. Because these storms are becoming more prevalent, and we're going to see more and more deaths that could be easily prevented just because of budget cuts to give billionaires more of a tax break. And I know they tried to make it seem like they were cutting through red tape, but what they were really cutting were lifelines. This was not a failure of forecasting. It was a failure of leadership. It was a failure of priorities. And now a bunch of people, including kids, just paid for it with their own lives. You don't get to slash safety budgets, fire all the experts, and then act totally shocked when something horrible happens. Imagine being one of these kids or the parents of one of these kids who didn't get the warning because people in Washington thought that weather service was woke spending. But sure, let's put all of our money into things like immigration and border walls because that'll help these situations. But hey, let's look at the bright side. Maybe the Trump team can come up with a merch line to sell so they can make a little bit of money off of this. I mean, that's what it's really all about, right? Right?
Holy shit. you're blaming the National Weather System for failing to warn about the catastrophic floods that are happening, and not the people that defunded the National Weather System is actually wild. Soren thinks it's dumb too. Huh, baby? Like, really?
Trump gave huge tax cuts, especially to big companies and the wealthy. And to pay for it, he cut billions from government services. Those are FEMA, infrastructure, flood control, emergency preparedness, and more. Texas voters cheered those cuts. They believed it was about freedom, smaller government, and keeping more of their paycheck. But now they're asking, where is FEMA? The answer, it was defunded. Oh, this is so unbelievable. Look at this neighborhood, completely underwater. This is what happens when we got public programs. You are hearing it now, regret. Voters who once said, drain the swamp, are now drowning literally. They believe Trump would fix the system, but the system he broke is the one that was supposed to save them when the floods came. Yeah, and now it's too late. I'm not here to laugh. This is sad, but it's also a lesson. If you vote to shrink the government, don't act surprised when it's too small to help you. Okay? I hope you understand this. This flood is not just water, it's a warning. Every time a disaster hits, we remember how much we need public services, emergency teams, roads, relief funds. But when those things are defunded for tax cuts, the people suffer. Not the rich, but you and me. So Texas is strong, but even strong states need support. This didn't have to be this bad. If we want real safety, we have to vote for leaders who actually invest in it. Because tax cuts won't save you in a flood. I'm telling you, tax cuts won't save you. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the love and support. Thank you for everything. May God bless you. I will see you in the next one. Bye.